Now, I would like to ask the other consuls generals in the audience with us today. In terms of Canadian Visegrád group diplomatic relations, what are bilateral relations like between the Visegrád countries and Canada? And first up, I would like to ask the Consul General of the Czech Republic, Mr. Piotr Brioniek, to answer firstly.
Thank you for the question. Hello again. Let me start with to mention one important factor, which is following our bilateral relations between Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, and Canada for many years. And that's the fact that Canada is the hosting countries for many Czechs. We evaluate the number about 100,000 people of the Czech origin, and the Canada was always the place the Czech and Slovak people came in the very difficult time of our history. That was, of course, 48, 68, 48, the purge of the communists, 68, the occupation of the Czechoslovakia by the Soviets. So, and when we started the new era in the very beginning of 90s, and the Czechoslovakia president Havel came to the visit in the February 1990. It was very first visit. He was greeted by really many Czech and Slovak in this time, and we knew everybody that we knew that we started really the new era. Today we have excellent political, economical relations. Of course, we are trying to do even more, particularly on the economical level. We are trying to work on the level of the universities, exchange of the young people. I think it's very important. Then we are trying to work in some new, let's say, goals or items. It's cyber security, for example. And what is also important that we are working together in the army field. I think that we were together in Balkans, we were together in Afghanistan, and we are together in Baltic states. That's something what is, I think, extremely important that NATO now realized that it should enhance its presence, particularly in the eastern part, and particularly in the Baltic states. And both Canada and Czech Republic is present there. So I think that there are many fields we can work together. Canada has the excellent picture as the country in the Czech Republic, among the Czech society, and many young people are coming here to study, to work, and to get the new experiences. So I am sure we will go on, and when COVID will be over, I am expecting the other stage of the development of our bilateral relations.
Thank you so much, Consul General. Now I would like to ask Consul General of Hungary, Mr. Palkovits, with the same question. What are bilateral relations like between the Visegrád countries and Canada from a Hungarian perspective? Mr. Palkovits.
Thank you, Erickson. So the Hungarian-Canadian relations are traditionally troubleless and on a pragmatic field. We are allies in NATO, and as just my Czech colleague Petr mentioned, so we are working closely together in the framework of NATO, in security policy, defense cooperation also. So we just bought some Canadian radars. In the framework of the NATO flight training in Canada programs, NFTC, our fighter pilots are trained in Moose Jaw in Saskatchewan since 2002. So it's also a long-standing cooperation. I would say that the cornerstone in our relations is security policy, economic policy, and that all are based and linked with the Hungarian diaspora or community here in Canada. We have around 400,000 Hungarians of Hungarian origins throughout Canada, and just to mention, is organized by the University of Toronto and the Monk School. Peter Monk is also of Hungarian origins and was a proud Hungarian Canadian. We also work closely together in the international field, also in the international organizations. So Hungary supported Canada's bid to the UN Security Council, which unfortunately at the end they failed. But Hungary was a great supporter. All the big Canadian companies are present in Hungary and invested in Hungary, just to mention Linamar, Magna, Bombardier, or Vermilion, that you know. So there is also cooperation in the field of energy. If I just want to mention some numbers, trade turnover. Unfortunately, during now the COVID period, trade decreased with 7%, but still, even if we would talk about CETA, so in our trade and export import, so it's 15 to 1 the range was Hungary. So we are still selling much more to Canada than Canada is selling to Hungary or Europe. So there we also cooperate and try to facilitate this. So that's in a nutshell.